Pea-free weekend. Welcome to Community News. My name is Paul.
And my name is Jeanette.
Hello there, Jeanette. How are you?
I'm great, Paul.
I'm sorry to give it away, but I just assumed that this weekend you didn't pee in your pants. Is that right?
I never know what intro Paul's going to do, and I was thinking, was it a pea-free weekend?
Was
I was impressed when you said it.
Well, I was talking about myself, but
Okay.
I had a pee-free weekend. Well,
I
except
have to
for
think about
1:30 in the morning last night.
Oh, I have to think about it, but I'm like thinking you're right. I don't think I didn't pee on myself. I certainly didn't have a big pee on myself like the story
That's
we told on a
perfect.
prior episode. But I was thinking, did I have any bladder leakage?
Did you?
I don't think I
You're
did.
still
but,
going for that spot, right?
It was
Is that what's
heat
going
wave,
on?
And then I started, when you said that, the first wheels in my mind were, can you have that happen when it's a heat wave? Because we're all dehydrated. So is it like...
So is it like you're peeing out of all orifices of your body? Is that sort of what it's like?
Science with a heat wave and bladder leakage and what the Venn diagram of that is. I might have to ask myself.
By the way, with this opening, I think we've lost whatever listeners we had left.
Let's bring them back. You might also want to point out that you were happy to see I wasn't wearing a bra and I'm in a very see-through shirt.
Exactly.
That should bring in a certain category of
they're all
listener.
coming back. Once they hear that, they're all flocking back to their headphone. And now you just poured water on yourself, even
By
better.
accident. Wet t-shirt.
So how was the food truck this weekend? It was sweltering hot.
It was
I can't
sweltering.
imagine the smells that were going on there, but how was it?
Oh my goodness. So I went to check it out, as you said that I should.
Right. I commanded you to, right?
But I also told you I do like a
Because
good...
I'm a man without feelings, so.
No, you're not.
Go
You're
ahead.
actually a man with feelings.
Go
You're
ahead.
lucky ex-wife.
Right.
She's very lucky. She doesn't realize not
Yeah.
all men are in touch with their feelings the way Paul is.
Really?
Feelings. Whoa. I won't say that.
Thank you.
next bar. Okay.
So the food truck.
The food trucks. Well, I like a good food truck. I like all these nouveau food trucks. You know, they're very fancy.
Uh-huh.
But the sweltering heat and the food truck festival combo might have not been the best weekend for it because it was like over 100 degrees.
Right.
The humidity was probably 200%.
Correct.
So the smell of these food trucks, you could smell it for 3 blocks.
I know.
I was parked, I had to park 3 blocks away because everybody was there apparently. There was also
Not
a
me.
classic,
Everyone but me.
Everyone but you, but there was the classic car show, the food truck, and the library book sale going on all at once.
Right.
There were no parking spots to be found, but 3 blocks away, I could literally smell the taco truck. I could smell many greasy pizza trucks. I was in my mind trying to figure out which places brought their pizza truck because I think I smell Sicilian. I smell hot oil pizza. Like I was in my mind going, is this food truck? You know, guessing because I could smell them. It was almost like I was pregnant. I could smell the smells so individually.
You're pregnant? Oh my God. Big news here. Is
Big
Jeanette
news.
pregnant or
Almost
is Sasha
50-year-old got
pregnant?
No, but I don't know about your ex-wife, but when I was pregnant, I could smell things. I had a super sense of smell.
Right.
And it felt like that. From 3 blocks away, I could not just smell pizza trucks and taco trucks. I could literally smell which restaurants, which I don't want to give them free plugs,
Yeah,
but I
no.
was guessing in my head.
I have that same ability just because I have a giant nose, so I can smell things from far away.
Is that
But
true? The bigger the nose, the better the sense of smell?
I don't know. I just have, I don't know, I guess more airways to come in. I don't know.
See, I don't know if that's true. My father had a very big nose that he used to joke about the way you do, but he lost all sense of smell and taste at one point when we were
Really?
little kids. So I don't think the size is correspondent to.
It has to correspond to something, I would think.
I think it just corresponds to
To
being
a giant nose,
no,
that's
a
it?
noble character.
Oh,
Like in the
that's very
Roman
nice.
days, right? The Romans had the Roman nose, and they had certain nobility. I think people
So
think
that's it. I
your
should,
royalty or
I'm
nobility.
going to stroke it right now. Oh,
I have to snort. Hold on. You might want to edit that. So
No,
I wanted to
that's
make
not
it
being
clean.
edited out.
I had some phlegm. I wanted to make a clean break.
That's not being edited out. So the food truck, I just want to ask, of the 3
Ask me
events,
questions about the food truck.
I don't care about the food truck because there's no way I'm going. I'm not eating food out of a truck. Food is meant to be out of a restaurant.
Kitchen, right? Well, these are little kitchens that are some.
Not
of them
even
are,
a home kitchen, a restaurant as far as I'm
but
concerned.
some of these trucks, their kitchens looked really nice. Like they were upgraded and fancy. Some of them, I don't know what it was before it was a food truck. I would be concerned what was going on there.
Now, did you venture over to either the car show or the library? I'm sure the library was the least attended of the 3.
I thought you would laugh. The head of the library posted, literally, he posted, it's insane at the Townport Library. All these people lined up, and the first person lined up at 11:30 p.m. last night. And I literally wrote, what?
For the book sale?
For the book sale.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God.
I didn't even know people in Townport could read.
Not only could they read, somebody who was here doing some work with me on the house said, I showed him and he was laughing and he goes, they must really like books. I go, listen, I really like books, but I'm not going to camp out at Friday night at 11:30 at the library for a book sale the next morning. I mean, I really like books and I really like a bargain, but even if you're giving me the books for free, I'm not going to camp out at 11:30.
You see, this is where an idea would have come in. If I had a food truck, I would have set up next to the line on the library.
Then I saw somebody wrote on it who doesn't live there, but a friend of the library directors. He wrote something about a concert. I think he wrote, what was the band? He said, this looks like a Cheap Trick concert. Like
Cheap Trick.
or something back in the day. I got to see what bands he said.
Of all the bands they're going to pick that people are lined up at
What did he say?
11:30,
Maybe it was,
Cheap Trick,
maybe it was like
that's
an
the
80s
greatest.
hair band. Maybe I'm wrong. Cheap Trick
Cheap
is
Trick
what my
makes it
neighbor
better.
loved. My neighbor loved Cheap Trick. My neighbor who has now moved to Florida and listens to the show.
Okay.
By the way. So maybe it wasn't Cheap Trick.
Maybe
said,
he was the one lined up at 11:30 at night
No,
before a
he's
Cheap
down in
Trick
Florida.
concert, though. I know, but in the day.
Oh, but this man, what? He might have said an 80s hair band, but all I know is it made me laugh.
Poison,
No, it was 2 words.
Motley Crue.
Maybe he said
Twisted
Motley Crue.
Sister?
Oh, you know what? You're exactly right. He said, while I wasn't referring to the band, he wrote, that's a real Motley Crue there in Townport. And I was thinking, this is like people lining up for a Motley Crue concert.
So we just spent 5 minutes going over 80s bands, and it was basically, he was saying it was just a Motley
Crue. And I, in my mind, thought Motley Crue concert because I was like, who camps out for a book sale? But only in Townport.
Wow.
As
Okay.
they say, only in Townport.
Okay, so I was mistaken. So did you go to the car show or you blew that
I didn't go
off?
to the car show.
Okay.
I couldn't make it there. I would like to have. I did see posts about it online. People
Right.
were very excited about the car show.
Well, thank you for covering all 3 of those things while I did absolutely
Welcome.
nothing
and I
this
covered them
weekend.
as Sasha. I wasn't I-Team.
Wow.
I wasn't trying to be undercover, although I did have these glasses on just because it was sunny out.
Good.
But I wasn't trying to
I hope
know.
everybody heard you picking them up and putting them on.
I know, you had the misophonia.
Why do you keep sending me articles about that
'Cause I think
online?
you
You were
need to
driving me
address
crazy.
this.
All I get is every day another
Misophonia
article about it.
articles, 'cause as I
The articles themselves, the noise of
Give you-
opening them up make me crazy.
Well, I just want you to recognize that it has a name and you don't have to suffer in silence.
You've been telling me the past year about it.
Because you don't have to suffer in silence.
I do have to suffer in silence.
You can join the other people
silence
with
is what I
misophonia.
prefer.
Me too, but you can join the other misophonia people and get some help.
Somehow
Although the only help is they say go sit in silence.
Right.
And
Somehow I have a feeling they'd just be really annoying, and I just want nothing to
my
do with them.
12-year-olds.
No, well,
It's not annoying.
besides him.
No, I know other people who have it. I wouldn't call them annoying. One of them's annoying.
Yes, I'm sure they are.
One of them. It's not that she's annoying. She's very particular. But I
Right,
guess you
exact-
are when you
we
can't
are,
handle the wrappings
absolutely.
and, you know.
And do you think I want to meet another person who has similar personality to mine? Do you know how annoying that would
Drawn
be?
more to people who are carefree and freewheeling and easygoing.
And who can listen to noises and crimpling wrappers without that?
Can your ex-wife listen to all kinds
Of course she can. And she
Really?
makes those noises. Every night, a bag of popcorn, and I have to listen to that bag open up and then her eat the popcorn.
Oh, see, I think I
see?
have a little tinge of it too, because I'm not good with the eating sounds and the crumpling either.
Right.
But not to the extent of you. You're
Oh,
a higher.
all of a sudden
a higher-
now.
No, I've always. I mean, because I think my son gets it a little from me. Like, I don't like hearing phlegm and mouth snorting and.
How about that giant phlegm that you did earlier in the
If
show?
someone else did it, I'd have a hard time listening to it. But I had no choice. I was going to either do that or be talking with phlegm.
So the heat wave finally broke a slight bit
heat
with
wave.
the rain, but I know that freaks you out because all you think about are falling branches
I
at this
do.
point.
People keep getting hit by falling trees, and I'm paranoid.
Is it like an eating thing with swimming that
Right.
after an
They say
hour
wait an
you have to
hour.
wait in? Is it the same thing with you after rain? You won't go outside?
It used to be just, I wouldn't go initially. Now I think I keep upping it. It probably was an hour at one point. Now I'm like 2 hours, 3 hours. Over the weekend, my I was going to say ex-husband, but
Right.
my ex-husband, my husband,
Okay.
whatever he is,
Yeah.
that guy, he was like thinking I was being cuckoo because I was saying like, you guys can't go they wanted to get fast food. I go, is fast food worth your life? Fast food, Mexican, after these storms? And he's like, it was 4 hours since it stopped. I think we're good. And I'm like, no, because some of those branches they're mid-hang, they're half off, like I have one in my yard like that. And then you don't know, you could be the person unlucky who's driving under it when it falls. So he's like, how long do you suggest? And then I realized maybe it should be next day. It should be a full day. And it's like, that I guess is a long way to wait, but I feel like anything else you don't need that badly.
Did you eat some poison mushrooms at the food cart? Because that's the craziest stuff. Are you hallucinating at that point?
No, I'm literally, listen, people have been dying, getting hit by trees.
I understand.
In their cars, outside of their house. Another person got very severely injured. So I'm like getting more and more scared. I feel like I want to wait almost a full day till they've removed these hanging, because they're hanging and then you drive and it's...
You know, I don't make fun of you. You have fear of these branches. Please do not make fun of me for my fear of crinkling paper anymore.
I don't make fun of that.
You do.
I feel for it. My son has it.
Yes.
I feel sorry for
every
you.
Day. It's
and not
with
every
a little
day,
smiley face I get.
Whenever I read a good article about it for him, and I read some bad ones, I sort through them. I don't just send you the crap ones.
The willy-nilly ones.
Yeah, I don't read the ones that just tell you what it is. All right, we know what it is. I try to send you the ones that give a little hope. Like, there is hope for misophonia patients.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. I want to
Our listeners, though, they should be very thankful to you because of your misophonia. You're such a good editor. You make sure that we don't put out and publish any podcast that has crinkly noise. Or you edit it.
I try to as much as possible.
So
you sometimes make it hard, but I make you take not everything
that's why
off.
I wear no more jewelry. I
Right.
used to wear my bangles, and you're like,
everything,
that made me
everything,
nuts. So
water, drinking,
nothing.
everything.
No
exactly.
ice in the water. I'm
right.
very conscious.
You see?
Yes.
Well, thank you for
Our
taking care.
audience should be very grateful to you.
Final thing, the heat wave has broken a little bit. I'm sure it's going to get hot again. Our esteemed former newspaper wrote some tips for staying cool this
In a heat wave.
summer in the heat wave
okay.
or this summer. Would you like to hear them?
Can I just guess what number one is? I
Go
would
ahead.
like to hear them. I feel like number one is going to be either hydrate or hydrate. Which one is it?
It's number two. Of course, it's hydrate.
Okay.
And they put it that way.
I knew it's either that or the other.
Of course, number two is stay in the air conditioning. Genius.
right,
Genius. Number three, pull a Mrs. Roper and jump into the town pool.
Okay.
Have you done that yet this summer or no?
I haven't had time, and I wish I could have, but I'm going to ask you something.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw, because you're such a cynic, you're not on our Townport gift economy page,
Right, exactly.
I put on there, you would laugh, because I sometimes present myself on the show as if I'm this cantankerous, cranky bitch.
Right.
I put on there...
You're not?
Sometimes I am.
Oh, okay.
But I put on there Saturday night that if anybody... I feel for people that don't have air conditioning, and sometimes the philanthropist in me comes out. I put... My gift was, because you give things, I said give AC and vodka shots in this tiny glass that I found while I was like packing my kitchen up. I said, if anyone doesn't have AC, you can come to my house before midnight. We have it. We're home. It was like 9 o'clock when I posted it, or maybe 8:30. And I said, and I'll give you vodka shots. And people were like, that's so nice and generous. And I was like, maybe there's something wrong with me. But I did think, if somebody's out there, and they have to be a town porter. It's
Right.
not you making a face like I'm just inviting strangers, but they have to be a town porter.
Do you know how many strange people are in Townport?
There are. I've met some.
Exactly.
I was just thinking that one lady is the one I don't want to come. But anyone else I've met on there is very nice.
How great would it she was the only one to show up?
But I felt like if you have no air conditioning, I grew up with no air conditioning. I know how awful that feels.
Is so
you
nice.
can only sit in front of the fan. So I just wanted to put that out there to say that, like, while sometimes I represent myself as like, I hate the sip and paint, I hate the escape rooms,
Right.
I hate the nonsense.
Oh.
I was offering that.
Was this as Jeanette, Sasha, or as your real name?
Well, I was Sasha because I was in my off time. I
Wow.
wasn't recording a show, but I wasn't quite my real name.
Wow.
Do people know it? Should I say what it is for anyone who's just listening?
Well, you know what? No, we're not saying it
Don't
right
say
now.
what it is?
No.
Okay.
We're going to big reveal.
In my mind, I was Sasha.
All right, so if you know Sasha's real name,
Yes.
then write us in and you could win a community news mug.
I've been, I wanted to have a night where I was going to be at like a restaurant bar and I'd buy people a beer and have trivia, community news trivia, and give out mugs as prizes.
That's a great idea.
I think we should do that.
White
one night.
Swan.
We should do that.
That sounds
Maybe
wonderful.
today.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. It's the heat wave is broken. You haven't peed. You survived the food truck.
We're not sure. Does anyone know the answer to, do people have less bladder leakage when it's a heat wave because of the whole dehydration thing?
We'll find out. Please write in. Let us know. It's a wonderful Tuesday. I'm going to therapy.
Happy Tuesday, Paul.
Happy Tuesday, Jeanette. I will see you on Friday.
See you Friday.
Have a wonderful day, community.
We love you, community.
Take care.
Take care.